Welcome to Real Talk episode 31. I am Brian Rose and we are here in London Real Studios with my special guest today, Zoe Fox, Academy member, owner of her own digital agency. Welcome to the studios.
Thank you for having me. It's a privilege.
It's a privilege to have you. You know, I met you, I think, 6 weeks ago, almost exactly, at our last super focus group. We had like 100 people there. We were jumping up and down. We had a lot going on. And I remember talking to you afterwards, and you were like, Brian, I just joined the Academy. I felt bad for you because you got to see all that for the first week. But it was just awesome talking to you. And, you know, you've been a really active member since. So, you know, thanks for being a London Reeler.
Oh, thank you for creating the Academy. It's been great so far. I'm really excited to talk a little bit about it. So.
Yeah, how did you find out about us? Like, what is the journey that takes Zoe into these studios here? Like, how does it happen?
Okay, to try and shorten it down a little bit. So I was working in banking myself, not a top end, just back office sort of stuff. I was in it for 12 years, destroyed my soul. And my brother, who I'm really close with, my younger brother and my business partner, he was trying to nurture me a little bit through some changes that were going on with the economic crash and stuff like that. And I was going to be losing my job. So he's like, you know, you've got to check out these videos. I think they're going to be really good for you for where you're at the moment. So the first video he showed me was Peter Sage. And then I was like, wow, yeah, this is the nourishment that I need right now. So that's how it all came about to start with. Right,
and then you went on to Elliot Hulse.
Yeah.
Kevin Green struck some real chords with you.
Yeah.
Now Kevin's the guy that I think is like one of the largest residential property holders in the UK. Some people estimate his fortune at £100 million. But when he was here, he told this story about one of his lowest moments, which was milking a cow, and like another cow like flung some dung on him, and he had to keep milking the cow, but he had a real low moment, right?
Yeah.
What attracted you to Kevin's story?
Well, it was him talking about being homeless and going through his difficulties, and I think I'm able to resonate really well with people who have had real struggles in their lives, because earlier on in my life I had some real difficult times, and it's just seeing that people have gone from being at rock bottom and have been able to build themselves back up, and that's the sort of thing, that's where I feel like I'm at in my journey. So those are the people that are really inspiring me the most.
Me too. I mean, for me, I'm always attracted to people that have gone through a rough patch and come back. I've done that. I've been pretty public about that. But, you know, my whole life has been a cycle of rough patches.
Yeah.
And, you know, just when you think you're out of the clear, something else hits you. But I think that's what life is all about.
Yeah.
And so I personally don't have any interest in talking to someone who hasn't had a hard time or hasn't had a setback. And I always quote one of my favorite hip-hop artists, Ice-T, who says, it's not about the come up, it's about the come back.
Yes.
And I think what he's trying to say is that not anybody can come up, because of course it takes talent to get to a certain level, but only special people come back from, you know, real devastation to greatness. And I always say that about fighters. I like watching mixed martial arts and cage fighters, and it's like when you see someone with that first loss, you got to see what happens next. And the great ones come back better.
Yes.
And so we're always featuring stories like that, so it makes sense that you would, you know, kind of be attracted to that.
Yeah, it became like a bit of an addiction actually, and I was like, yeah, I'm onto this now. I need to get involved with this Academy.
I always worry that people binge watch London Real, because people talk about House of Cards binge watching, and I get it, but there's only 13 of those, right? Because Kevin Spacey, he gets busy.
Yeah.
I don't get busy, right? So you can watch, I think it's like 500 hours straight of London Real if you want to. I did the math one time, but it's like a couple weeks, I think, straight. Yeah. So I worry, though, that people watch and watch and watch. The reason we built the Academy is for people to go do stuff. So I guess you got out of the watching mode then at some point.
Well, yeah, because that was it. It was like, right, okay, I'm seeing all these people doing these amazing things, but what can I do now to help myself? Because, again, lack of confidence, again, some of the things that had happened in the past had knocked me down a bit, and I was just lacking that bit of self-belief. And you know, I can go out and I can go and do something, but I was sort of stuck at that point about what steps to take next. So that's why the Academy came in pretty helpful for me.
Talk to me about social anxiety. We were talking about it before. I used to live in New York City, and I remember like not wanting to go out to big groups. I remember like at some points in my life where I didn't even want to like talk to cash registers and stuff, like people at the checkout. I'd want to just be like, don't talk to me. I wanted just to sometimes avoid human contact. Have you been like that before? How do you get through that stuff?
Well, I've been to the point where I was struggling to even get into work at times. Getting on the tube was a job. Even if I wanted to phone up and call for a takeaway, I'd be asking my husband if he could do it, because just any sort of interaction with other people just made me freeze up. Going to the shops, I wasn't able to do that. But I actually decided to go and get some counselling to try and help me through some stuff, because again, working through banking, going through redundancy at the time, everything got on top of me. I was having to take some time off work just to try and gather my thoughts, and so I thought, right, let's go ahead with this counselling, and that sort of opened up my mind a little bit and got me out of that negative thinking pattern, and that enabled me to see the wood for the trees, really.
Do you think like social anxiety and a lot of that is based on other problems that you're having, like a self-esteem or frustration or depression? Do you think it just manifests itself in that way?
Yeah, well, I think for me, when I was 18 years old, I was in a relationship, and I was with my boyfriend for a couple of years. We lived together, and he passed away very suddenly in front of me. Okay. So for me, that was a massive shock. You know, I'd gone around through life thinking everything was all good, you know, the original party girl at the age of 17. And then that happened, and it was like having a massive slap around the face. Like, the world that you thought was safe isn't as safe as you think it is. And then I just got into this cycle of negative thinking, automatically assuming that something bad was going to happen, you know, thinking that I was going to crash if I went out in a car or if I was on a tube, you know, catastrophizing everything. So it got pretty hardcore.
Wow. Did he die in a car crash?
No, he didn't. He had a heart attack.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, just random, 22 years old.
Yeah, that's a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
And so you think some of that was still, you were probably working a lot of that out inside, and then when other crises come, like getting redundant, maybe pulls in some old anxieties.
Yeah, absolutely, because it's that feeling of not feeling safe again. So this job that I've been doing for all these years in this field that is all I know pretty much is being taken away from me. So again, my comfort blanket, my security was just starting to disintegrate. So in came those old negative thinking patterns that ultimately thought that they were trying to keep me safe, but actually they were doing me a lot more harm than good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not alone in that stuff. I mean, we had a bunch of graduates from our business accelerator here on Saturday, and one of the guys didn't even want to come and sit in the chair, but he forced himself through it, and we had this great discussion. But he's just like, Brian, I've suffered from this anxiety for a long time, but he's like, now I know I can push through it. But people always assume it's only them.
Yeah.
But it's like, so many people have these issues. I mean, I've had guests on London Real that are like, before we go live, they're like, oh, Brian, I'm getting a little nervous. Yeah. I'm just like, what? I mean, like, I had the guy from Dirty Sanchez, the guy from Wales, his name will come to me, Matthew Pritchard, who has been on stage doing the most craziest, vilest things with his body. And he's like, yeah, Brian, I'm actually kind of an introvert. And before we're going live, he's like, I'm a little nervous. And I'm like, really? But like, a lot of people have these hang-ups, and people just assume they don't. So
yeah. And a lot of people don't seem to feel confident to share and to talk about it, and I think that that's something that I'd like to do in life in general, is just let people know that it's okay to let people know that you've got anxiety, because you'll be surprised, you know, you'll speak to people and you'll find out, as you just said, people that you would never even expect in a million years are suffering with the same sort of thing, and it can be quite a relief as well, because you don't feel like, you know, you're so alien or so alone then. Yeah.
Also, it doesn't have to define you, and you can get over it.
Yeah.
I mean, when I first started running camera, I was really anxious. I was really nervous. I would actually just like have hours before my guests would arrive where I would just be like, I hate this. Why am I doing this? I don't want to do it, because I didn't want to meet someone new.
Yeah.
I brought all these bad assumptions in, and like now I've done it so many times that I just know it's going to be okay. And most people are wonderful. Honestly, pretty much everybody I ever met is actually wonderful, great people, and so you just assume they might not be, and you get anxious. So I appreciate you saying that. Most people, if you hadn't mentioned that, they'd been like, oh, how cool is Zoe? Right? She does this all the time.
I've got to be honest, I'm sitting here having adrenaline rushes as I'm speaking, so, you know, I want to be honest about that. It's something that happens on a daily basis, but here I am, you know, pushing myself to get to the next level and, you know, get outside my comfort zone. So no, it's good.
And that's inspiring for me.
Oh, thank you.
So you joined the Academy, unbeknownst to you, right at the time when we were launching what we're calling our new Academy, which has like two parts, which you're one of the few people that's actually gone through the full cycle. Everyone else is going to start on Monday. And one is called Create and Connect, one's called Body and Mind. And little did you know, you were jumping into it. You went to that live event 6 weeks ago where I announced the program. Yeah. And then for the next 4 weeks, I'm sending emails like, Zoe, I need you to take a cold shower and film yourself. I need you, I know you're like, okay, I like these guys, but I need you to do burpees. I need you to say your affirmations out loud. I need you to speak 60 seconds passionately to a camera. We have this whole cycle that's designed to get people to express themselves, to get people out of their comfort zone, maybe to get people to interact with people, talk about things they're passionate about. A lot of people told us they had problems getting things started, problems procrastinating. So we built this whole thing based on 6 months of really research and surveys we took, and we said, what's the biggest thing you struggle with as a London reeler? And people came back with a lot of the things I said. So we're like, okay, this is the program that's going to make people do these little tasks that actually make them really open up. So what did you think when we dropped that on you that first week?
Which bit? The first task?
Yeah, well,
Shower.
because well, so it was the cold shower challenge the first week, and it was the discover phase where we asked you to talk about something you were passionate about for 60 seconds. What did you think with this whole program, the academy, when you got inside? What were your feelings on what we were doing? Be honest.
Well, I was excited. I thought, oh, this sounds good, because I was all psyched after the focus group, and I thought, right, this is going to be something that's going to make me accountable, and that's one of my biggest flaws, I think, is needing to be made accountable in order to take that action sometimes if it's something that takes me outside of my comfort zone. So I was like, right, okay, so you joined for a reason, so now it's time to make the changes that you want to make, and just go for it. So yeah, I was excited, but when you drop that cold shower thing and you're there in the shower like, cold showers, I was like, no way.
See, for me, it's easy because I have to do it.
Yeah.
Because I'm the host. So, like, for me, I can't even think, like, I don't want to do this shower. So but also taking my mobile phone into a gym bank of showers and doing this makes everyone else comfortable. So you had it easy. You were at least at home.
Well, yeah, but I've got a bath as well. I don't have a shower, so there's not, it's not going to be graceful, is it, trying to get into the bath, into a freezing cold bath at the same time as filming yourself. So I was a little bit, I did kind of chicken out a little bit, but I recorded my audio. Yeah,
you did the audio version of the challenge first, which I thought was a great compromise.
Yeah.
So thanks for doing that. Did you post a video later?
I did a selfie.
Right, okay, yeah.
And then I thought, right, okay, I'm going to show you my before and after. So I didn't actually get into the shower, into the bath and film it, but that was my sort of breaking myself in gently. Because with women, there's layers as well, it's like, my hair's, I'm sure men have the same sort of self-conscious issues, but my hair's not right, I haven't got any makeup, I look like this, and it's trying to overcome those things as well.
Yeah, no, it's true, and there are extra layers with a woman. So it's like, oh, my hair, my this, but a guy's just like, come on. So and a lot of our women members jumped in, and I definitely were giving them respect. I was just like, okay, I know it takes a little bit more to do this, but so many people, I think we have more videos on our cold shower challenge than any other challenge. So I think it's kind of pushing people, but at the same time, people kind of like jumping in and doing something a little crazy. And I'm sure we're the only website in the entire world that has, 100 videos of people taking cold showers together. That's not, porn.
Yeah.
So I'm proud of that. All right, so we asked you to do that. You also talked for 60 seconds about something you're passionate about.
Yeah.
How did you find filming yourself?
Well, it was quite nerve-wracking. And at first I did record it a couple of times because I was like, oh, you're pulling weird faces, and it's like, you know what, it's not about the faces that you pull in, it's about speaking about what you're passionate about. So after the first time that I posted a video, I thought, oh, actually, this isn't too bad. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I actually quite enjoyed it.
I think it's one of the greatest weapons we have is that little thing that's called a phone in your pocket that really is a way of recording yourself and publishing it. And I wrote this whole article about it, and I published a vlog a couple weeks ago called Broadcast Yourself. And when you do this simple act, like record yourself uncut and then publish it to the web, you do so many things to your mind. You open yourself up, you talk, you put yourself in front of others, and within 2 minutes you can do something that I think can really transform your life. And that's actually what I did 5 years ago at London Real. I put up the webcams and I talked about something I was passionate about for 45 minutes and I uploaded it. So it's like, this has a basis in everything we do here, which is to publish real videos about real people.
Yeah.
So that's why I kind of defer to that. I kind of go to that publish yourself thing.
Yeah.
How did you feel as a week or two went on of you publishing yourself on video? Did you find you were getting more comfortable? Were you talking about anything in particular? What happened?
Yeah, well, I definitely got more comfortable. I had a little play around at doing some editing. One of the tasks, I don't know if you're going to get to that, but one of the tasks was dare. And one of the other London Reelers suggested, for me, I was like, I need to do some exercise. That's one of the next big things that I need to tackle. And one of the guys in there was like, why don't you try skipping? Because I thought I need something free, so it's cheap and easy, and I want to be able to try and push myself by going into the local park. So somebody suggested getting a skipping rope, so I did that, and so I was pushing through all these boundaries, filming myself, going into the park, skipping in public. So there's like all these things that I thought I would never do in one day, just breaking through all these barriers, filming myself, putting it online for other people to see, and yeah. Yeah.
So powerful.
Yeah, absolutely.
So powerful what you're accomplishing. So you're talking about the Dare Week. So our 4-week cycle is these 4 Ds that we call it. So the first one's Discover, where you go 60 seconds and just talk about something you're passionate about and you post it. It's really simple. And then you connect with one of the tribe member and just give them a comment on their video. It only takes a couple minutes. Then we go into Design, where you set like a goal out. I like my SMART goals, where it's like, okay, a specific goal by a specific time, so that way we can make you accountable. And then the 3rd week is Dare, where you try to do something out of your comfort zone. And it could be something really simple, like ordering a takeaway on your own and not having your boyfriend do it. And like, I know exactly what you mean. I really do. I've been like, I just don't want to talk to someone. It's weird. So I get it. And or it could be skipping rope in public, or it could be skydiving, or it could be whatever, doing a public speech. So that's the last one. And then the last week is Develop, where you kind of look back. What did I do right? Give yourself some acknowledgement. Could I have been better for? What can I do next time? So all right. So the big weeks for you were probably the first week getting on camera and the Dare week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what happened when you skipped rope in public? Like, what was it? What happened?
Well, actually, I went down there to go and do it. I've mentally prepared myself, and I was like, right, I'm all ready for this. Went down to the park, and it was Eid on the same day, and there was this massive Eid celebration. So the park was absolutely full of people, and I hadn't banked on that being sort of like midday in a week. So I was like, oh man, there's no way I can do this. But I filmed myself, going around the whole journey like, I don't think I can do this. And I'm like, no, I said I'm going to, so come on, right, you've got to do it. So I thought, let's have a little scope, see if there's anywhere I can find that's going to be a little bit secluded. Soon became quite obvious there wasn't anywhere, and I just thought, you know what, just do it. What's the worst that's going to happen? And I think it's always important to remember, like, what is the worst that could happen? People might look at me, people might laugh, but I'm out there trying to make myself better, so if they laugh, then more fool them, really. So I just found a spot which wasn't particularly private and went for it.
And how long did you skip rope for?
Well, I was out there for about half an hour, but it was not half an hour
It's
of
hard to skip
consistent.
rope.
Big time.
It really is hard.
I was like, when I was a kid, I used to be like, this is easy, but as an adult, it was like, wow, there's a lot of weight to shift up and down, but it was good. And I got a skipping rope with a little timer on it, so it counts the amount of clicks you can do, jumps that you can do. So I thought, right, now next time I'm just going to try and beat myself and set myself little mini challenges.
You're not playing games, are you?
No.
You're jumping right in. And I guess probably what happened is no one was looking at you, right?
No.
That's the thing. I always try to tell people when they're like, they go to public, they record their video and they're like, who's going to watch? Who's going to say something? And I'm like, look, I'm at London Real and I still can't get people to watch my videos. So trust me, most of the time, no one cares. People think, oh, they're going to care if I'm this, if I'm that. They're going to care if I'm gay or I'm straight. Most of the time, they're like, okay, whatever. No one cares. So I think we just build it up.
Magnify things that are actually really not that big, and you probably won't get that sort of reaction.
We did a webinar on Monday, and I talked about these 4 Ds, and I talked about this thing called the fear pyramid, which is something Jeff Thompson talked about, and he's a martial artist, that he says you put your fears in a pyramid, you put the small ones on the bottom, like maybe I'm scared of the takeaway, or this or that, and you put the big ones up to the top. Maybe it could be public speaking, or it could be, I don't know, a relationship or something. And then he's like, you just go and tick them all off, and you just start ticking those boxes into where you just get so comfortable confronting your fear, and you realize that most of the time it's just not anywhere near warranted what you're worried about. And then you become this really empowered person. So it sounds like you're doing that.
Well, it is, it's as you say, ticking off these little things and thinking, all these years you've been putting these things off, and it's really not a big deal. Like the time I've wasted, but you know what? Forget about the time that's gone. It's all about right now, and that's what I'm going for. So just ticking them off one by one.
I love that. It's amazing. Like, we put ourselves in these little prisons. It's like, no, you're only allowed in this little cell over here, and then you've been walking around in this little space your whole life, when in fact you could have gone everywhere, and the only thing stopping you was just you. And it's a little frustrating, but better now.
Absolutely.
Other highlights from the course, I think so that was the 4-week Create and Connect. Then we do these 7-day body and mind challenges, and those are simple. 7 days. You try something, it's a habit we picked up from guests here at London Real. So whether it's cold shower from Wim Hof the Iceman, Dan Pena actually taught me the affirmation challenge. You say these things that you want to happen in the future as if they happen now. Like, I don't know, this could be you. I'm proud to be the CEO of the most profitable digital agency in London. I don't know, maybe you already are, so maybe in America. In America. And so you say these things as if they already happened, and you say them every day, and I believe they actually work. So got that from Pena. We have a meditation challenge coming up from Mimi Icon. Tim Ferriss, we'd go from coffee to tea for a week. We did a vulnerability challenge where you contact some people in your life and just open up to them. We did the burpee challenge as well. How many burpees in 60 seconds, which is a physical challenge, but I was really impressed because we even had like Lisa May from Belize, one of our Business Accelerator graduates. She did 4, and I was like, respect to you, Lisa. She was like, I did 4. Okay, I mean, I did 22 or 23, and I got smoked by everybody too, but it doesn't matter how many you can do, right? It just matters that you do it.
Yeah, I thought burpees is actually one of my worst exercises. Like a few years ago, I had some personal training, and I did some burpees and pretty much like flopped hard after that. So it's always something that I've just left. So I thought, okay, let's give this a go. I watched my video back and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cringe.
But you posted it.
Yeah,
and so you win. That's the thing. You win. You posted it. You know, everyone was in there with their comments. It's just fun. What's it like looking through all the comments and seeing videos of all these people around the world that you don't know, men and women posting burpees, cold shower videos? What does that feel like?
Well, this is one of the things that I love the most is the connecting with people, and it's funny how just by watching somebody's video, you can feel as though you connect with them in some way, even though you're not there in their physical presence, and getting little bits of advice from different people around the world, people who are, you know, willing you on and helping you out. And I think that that's one of the best things for me is the connections with people, and that's another way and reason that I wanted to join the academy, is to be inspired, like you say, you know, upgrading your peer group and being around people who are on the same sort of mission as you, and you can help to raise them and they can help to raise you, and that's really exciting for me.
Yeah, and it feels good. And when you see, like I said, someone like Lisa or someone else post a video and like you're like, well, I guess I can do that too.
Yeah.
If she posted 4 burpees, she's probably gonna hate me for that. Sorry, Lisa. It's good. But like, you know, it's like, oh, they did it, then why am I hanging up? You know, and I go back to my video thing. Like, if someone pops that 20-30 seconds of video, I think you do know them.
Yes.
You know, because you get to feel for them right away. And that's why when we join the academy in the private Facebook group, I'm always like, post your 2 or 3 minute video.
Yeah.
I was just watching the one you posted originally, and I get to know you right away. You're like, hi, I'm Zoe, you know, this is what I'm doing. I'm from Birmingham, came to London, my digital agency, and like, I feel like I know you.
Yeah.
And I feel like we have this clan that's like tracking each other, holding each other accountable. If you're changing your behavior already, then I don't know, that's a huge win. That's priceless in my opinion.
Yeah, so. And I mean, it's been, in 4 weeks, and I've made so many big changes, and I'm sitting here now. Like, I used to dream back in the day of like, one day I'll be on London Reel after I've got to that point, and like, it's like, what, I'm sitting here in front of Brian now, that's crazy.
Yeah, well, you've got this infectious energy, you know, and like we notice, you know, and it's just like you keep doing all these things, and I can tell when something's out of someone's comfort zone, and like I know.
Yeah.
And like you said, these weeks, they tick by really fast.
Yeah.
It's just like, wait, next week I got something else to do? And then you look back at 4 weeks and it's like, wait a second, I've posted 8 different videos, I've connected with people, I've opened up, I got vulnerable, I challenged myself, I did something physical, I did something with my body and my mind. It's like, whoa, that's crazy. And I know you were talking to Alex earlier, like, when do we start again, right?
Yeah. I've missed it.
You missed it, right?
Yeah.
So we did the 4-week cycle, and then we took a week off, and then this week we've launched the new academy, because now we're bringing it to all the academy members and to anyone out there in the world that wants to join us on this 4-week cycle. Yeah. And so we're starting Monday again with again the Discover Week, which is going to be people talking about 60 seconds, things they're passionate about. So if you're in Hawaii, it might be surfing. If you're from Liverpool, it might be football. You know, if you're from, I'm just making things up, you know, if you're from somewhere, it might be something else.
Yeah.
So it's that simple. And then our first challenge, I think we're doing meditation challenge starting Monday. So look, if you can meditate 30 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever it is, try it and see if you can do it every day for 7 days. It's just, that's it.
Yeah.
And we get inspired by our guests at London Real, because that's what they've taught us. And that's it. You post a video, it's a private network, we can all see each other, and then you start connecting with people. So it actually doesn't take that much time, does it?
Yeah. No, it doesn't, and it also helps it to become a habit as well. Like you just said about the meditation thing, I'm like, excellent, that's another thing that's on my list of things to do. So the more we do these things, and if we're posting our videos, and you don't have to just post the video once, like if you're doing that activity on more than one day, just keep posting it, keep building it your confidence, and it's also setting it in as part of your DNA then, isn't it, slowly but surely. So yeah. Yeah,
the idea with the body and mind challenge is that 7 days, it gives you enough time to where you do it. So for meditation, if you're doing that every morning, film yourself, even if it's for 3 minutes, and that way we can see you doing it. Even if you're not doing anything, it's okay. Yeah. Google's paying for the bandwidth, it's okay. And then you've done it, so now you do it 7 days in a row, and you'll probably start feeling a little bit different.
Yeah.
And then you can choose to keep going or not.
Yeah, that's it. And there's certain things that you're going to find that you think, I'm definitely keeping this up. Yeah.
And I've done this. So Elliot Holtz taught me to do active meditation, which I do on Saturdays, and I do at our Super Focus groups. So we'll be doing a bit of that on Friday. We did that when I met you at the Super Focus group. My out loud affirmations I learned from Dan Pena. My vulnerability challenge is something I've learned from a lot of my guests. Tim Ferriss. I mean, this is all real stuff that I've learned over the years, and like they changed the way I live, and the way I move, and the way I interact with people. So that's the method behind their madness. We got the Jocko Willink Wake Up an Hour Earlier challenge coming, I think, in week 2 or 3. That's going to be interesting. But again, if you had an hour extra in the morning, like what would that do to your life?
Well, that would be it then. You'd be fitting in your exercise, fitting in your meditation, fitting in your ice bath.
Yeah.
And then that's
at work an hour early. Like you get everything's done and everyone's like, whoa, what's going on here? Your clients are like, oh, she's answering emails at 7:30. What's going on? So there's just a lot of possibilities there. So yeah, all right. So the cycle starts Monday. So we got your back. There's more people than ever jumping in, and there's a lot of people that are joining this week that are hearing about what we're doing here. So I'm super excited, and we know we have something here. We know it's real, and just the number of videos and comments there, it's just like this crazy community. So for people that don't know, that's kind of what we're up to. And again, it's 4 weeks. If you happen to miss a week here or again, it starts again. And the whole idea is that you do the discover, you do the design, get your goals, dare push yourself, and then develop is to look back at what you did, what you're going to do for the next 30 days. And the idea is if you get, say, 6 or 12 of these together, that you won't recognize who you are in a year. And I got a funny feeling, Zoe, that if you keep this up, I'm not going to recognize who you are in a year.
I can feel it already. But what I would say is to anybody who's going to be joining us on the next cycle is like, get involved, don't be shy, don't sit on the sidelines, get stuck right in, get commented, because that's when the magic happens. You know, if you're a little bit shy and you post something and you think, oh, you check back and there's been no comments and you're like, oh, what did I do? And then somebody posts just a little nugget or a little confidence booster and you're like, and next thing you know, you're DMing each other and you've got a little rapport going. And yeah, so get stuck in. That's what I'd say.
Really good advice. You know, sometimes Academy members join and then they don't post that Facebook video, and I'm just like, you got to do it. It's just such a supportive community. You know, I got 5 rules in the community that I talk about sometimes. It's respect, love, vulnerability. You got to open up, action and accountability. You got to do some stuff, and then finally fun. We got to have some fun, and it's all in there, but it's a really safe space. You know, it's like we don't tolerate any hating, any nonsense, any bad stuff.
There's no bad vibes at all, no negative energy at all, nothing that's made me think, oh, I don't know, I don't feel comfortable posting here. So that's why people have seen me doing all the kind of crazy stuff that they've seen me doing, because I felt comfortable to do that, and I think that really says something for the community.
Cool, thank you. I watch them like a hawk. But we have such a great vibe, and you know, you were at the Super Focus group. We got another one this Friday. We got like 100 people coming. It's going to be amazing. But like the people are so cool. They're such a warm group of open-minded people that on a Friday night they choose to be here with new ideas and new thoughts and pushing themselves, as opposed to in the pub or at a movie. And so these are like special people. So it's a great space. Everyone's super charged. So the idea is that once you meet each other online with these video things, that then you go and meet each other at like a tribe dinner in New York. You come here for a Super Focus group. Toronto, you go floating at Vancouver Reel in our chapter there, and then you start connecting with these people. And like you said, there's a social network in there, so you can DM someone and start some other friendships, and then really push further. So
and it is very contagious as well. You know, it starts off with watching the videos or listening to the podcasts, and then next thing you're in the academy, and then you're chatting, and then you just want more. That's why I'm like, bring on the next cycle now.
What do you expect to do in the academy for the next 3 months? Like, what do you kind of see things like milestones like this, or I want to connect with this, or I want to do this? Like, what's in store for you?
I just want to keep following the challenges, pushing myself, creating through all these different things that we're doing, creating a really, good daily routine for myself, because that's something that I definitely need. And it's just all about connecting and inspiring, and just finding people that are on your vibe, and that,
Yeah, I think that whole finding people on your vibe is sometimes hard to do,
Yes.
Sometimes hard to find those people, and that why, we put our videos out there, so it's like 50 million people have seen our videos, and then a certain people of those come into our academy, and a certain people of those join this group. So it's like they've been boiled down into this super high quality people that kind of want to be better. So that's what we say. When we say upgrade your peer group, it's to people like that. So I agree, it's kind of infectious, this energy. And again, I think these small changes add up over time. And so that's the whole process. And just get people to do a little bit here, a little bit there, and then it just builds.
Yeah.
So,
And you never know, it might ignite something in you that, you know, like, I mean, the burpees weren't great for me because I'm so out of shape, but you might just find some secret passion in there that you never even knew, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I found with London Real over the last few years. Like something will spark. I meet Ido Portal. Now I'm breakdancing. I breakdance. I meet Alex Ziri. Now he's working for it.
Yeah.
This is a story of my life with London Real. But when I was in banking, none of that was happening because I was just plugging away at something I hated. I was in a rut, which is what we hear from Academy members all the time. Brian, I'm in a rut. I don't know how to change. I was in that rut. And you know what? I changed it by, funny enough, broadcasting myself, you know, getting out there and talking about what I was all about. And then I found someone, hey, I'm like that too, Brian, da-da-da-da-da. And my whole life has been this connection like you're experiencing now. I'm okay, I got pushed this, someone said this, I'm going to try this, I'm going to try this. And I think it opens you to the world and to be like, okay, we're all part of humanity here.
Yes.
As opposed to I'm in this little me world suffering with my tragedies, my little, you know, big problems that probably are only big in my mind, and so it's like our way of getting people out.
Yeah.
And I think it's working. So,
Yeah.
anyways, look, I'm super excited. Friday's our deadline for new people coming in, but a lot of people are coming in this week, so we should have hundreds of new people jumping in on Monday, so it'll be interesting to see what they're going to do.
Yep.
We're going to start with the meditation challenge, 7 days, starts Monday, and we're going to start with Discover Week, which is 60 seconds on your passion. I'm really curious. I'll post my videos as well. You can see me naked in a cold shower if you want, a little too comfortable there. You can see me talking about my vulnerabilities. All those videos are up there. If you want my videos, they're at the very bottom because I posted first on all of them just to make a point. Yeah, I'm super excited about that. So, you know, thanks for being part of it.
Oh, thank you. Honestly, I can't thank you enough. It's been the most amazing thing that's happened in my adult life to come along and find something that's just helped me to say goodbye to the old stories that I've been telling myself of the past and introduce myself to the future. So,
what do your friends say when you tell them what you've been doing?
Well, I mostly move around with my brother, my business partner, and my husband as well. So they're all very much on the same mission as well. You know, my husband's constantly listening to the videos as I'm listening to the podcasts and stuff. And my brother, as I said, he's the one that's introduced me to the whole thing. And they're like, go on, check you out. You know, so it's good for them.
They're seeing you go big.
Yeah, they've seen me be that person that didn't even want to leave the house to the person that's like, I'm just popping down to the London Real Studios, okay? Yeah. They're like, what? Check you out. So I'm like, yeah.
That's awesome. And what would you say to someone who's like, I don't know if the Academy's for me, or I don't know if I want to upload videos, or what would you say?
Absolutely try it. Don't knock it until you've tried it. Post your video, welcome the feedback, and then see how you feel. See how you feel, but go for it and you'll get out of it what you're prepared to put into it. And I would say put in as much as you can and you'll get out as much as you can, definitely, but go for it. Don't let anything hold you back. Like, today is the day. Like, stop waiting for tomorrow. Don't do what I did. Just go for it. Go for it.
Perfect advice. And I agree. If you're going to do it, go big, and just, be open to yourself. Go skip rope in the park. No one's going to care. Right? It's empowering, conquering those fears, right?
And that's where the magic happens, because you start to believe in yourself and you start to see all the things that you could potentially be capable of achieving, all the things that you thought might have just been ideas. You actually start to think, you know what? Yeah, I can do this. Yeah. So go for it, I would say.
Yeah, I just want to string together those little wins, and then all of a sudden you look back and you're like, wait a second, this is like a huge win.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Zoe, thanks for being here.
Oh, thank you for having me.
You know, I met you at the focus group, and it was awesome. What did you think of the focus group, by the way?
It was exciting because, again, with the anxiety, when I first walked in, I was like, the lift's opened and there's all these people, and I was just like, I don't know what I was expecting, but I wasn't expecting so many people there like that. So I just made a beeline straight for the back, got my phone out, and I was like pretending to be on the phone. I'm like, oh my gosh.
We all do that.
Yeah, like, what do I do? And then I saw someone else walk in and they were standing on their own, and I was like, you, come here, we can be a team. And then, so I just started gathering a little crew of people who didn't look quite so confident as well, and made some cool friends there. It was great listening to, you talk and other people standing up and speaking the focus group and having the drinks and doing the active meditation as well, which again was like, took me way out of my comfort zone. I was so self-conscious. I was like, but by the end of it, I was lying on the floor like, So,
we get up and out of our seats is what Zoe's talking about a little bit.
Yeah.
But everyone, even like a lot of people find it a little weird at first, but once everyone's up jumping around, it's actually, it's quite freeing.
You get into it and it is very liberating.
Yeah,
it
is. I mean, I still do it every week. It makes me feel better. I still scream out loud, and it makes me feel so much better.
Yeah.
And again, getting the people up on stage, that's where the great stuff is, because these London Realers come up and they're like, I just quit my job, I'm doing my own business, and it's real talk. You know, people are really opening up about things they're going through. So.
Yeah, and you're selecting people to come up and talk, and I was sitting there thinking, please don't pick me, please don't pick me. But at the same time, like mentally preparing for it, and there was another guy who was super nervous, and you got him up, and he, you know, he confessed how nervous he'd been and how he'd suffered with his challenges, and there he was, like absolutely killing it on the mic, proper going for it, telling us his story, and it's inspiring to see other people pushing through their you know, their barriers and stuff as well.
Yeah, that's the best part of the evening. He was super nervous, but once he got up there, he didn't want to get down.
Yeah.
Because it's really liberating, and he was just like, this is me, and da-da-da. And the act of meditation was really powerful for him, and he's like, oh, I feel good, I haven't felt this way in a while, and da-da-da-da-da-da. And he was just talking about opening up and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, I love those groups.
And especially being British, I think, you know, with the active meditation, I think we're a little bit sort of reserved and a little bit stiff. But to do that and just, you know, push through, it's like, yeah, we need some more of that good American crazy stuff.
Yeah, and like Elliot comes from South Florida, so down there, my theory is that the further you get down to the equator, the less inhibitions you have, so he brings that. But yeah, to bring it to Britain, it's just like, whoa, and I'm up there in a suit, and I'm just like jumping around, and now I'm used to it, but it really opens everybody up. Then the room's relaxed, then you get to meet people, and then the whole night, I can't get people out of there at that point. Even you were there late, and it was just like, all right, okay, you gotta go. So yeah, it's a great way to connect and feel that vibe. So, but yeah, that's good. We're gonna miss you on Friday, because I know you're not gonna be here, but yeah, anybody else out there wants to see us, Friday's the spot. It's going to be great. We've actually got Phil McKernan, one of our former guests, that's going to be there as well. I know, don't worry, we're going to film it, so we'll have it for everybody. And we close the new cycle out that Friday night. So if people out there, they should definitely join us for this 4-week cycle. And there's all sorts of great stuff happening in the Academy too. We got all our exclusive courses. We got our interview with Chris Eubank from the Summit coming up. Dan Pena, love him or hate him, you can choose him or not, he's there. And we got Phil McKernan as well, and all our Success Secrets videos, all that good stuff. Secrets. So there's tons going on in there. Right now we're talking about the 4-week cycle, but there's just so much. So Zoe, I have a funny feeling we're going to know you for a while.
Yes.
Thanks for being part of London Real. Thanks for coming on and telling your story.
Thank you for having me. It's been an absolute pleasure.
No, my pleasure too. If you want to talk more with Zoe, she's on the Academy private Facebook group, so log in there and chat with her. She's posting lots of videos, or you can watch her cold shower challenges in the Academy right now. So awesome having you here. I'm super excited for this new Academy. Thanks for being a part of it.
Thank you, Brian.
And you're welcome. That's it. Cool. All right, we're out of here. We will see you next week for Real Talk episode 32. Join our new Academy. Would love to see you there. Just click on probably the link below. Friday night, midnight London time is where we stop registration for the new 4-week cycle. Again, we have a 30-day money-back guarantee, so just 4 weeks. If you don't like it, you can have it all back. But we'd love to see you in there. It's tons of fun, and I can't wait to do the meditation challenge. So, all right, there you go. Zoe Fox, Brian Rose, we're out of here.